Good morning, gardening friends. Today is Sunday, December 8th. Of course, it's the 8th day of Advent, and I've been busy this week decorating for Christmas. So I thought I'd start back here in my den. I put together my little silver Christmas tree, my little Advent calendar. Oh, there's Miss Mimi wondering what's going on. Who am I talking to? I collected a bunch of these music boxes over the years. I've got my Christmas music boxes out. Unfortunately, some of them, like that one, wobble. I can't play it for you because the music is copyrighted. And in any event, what happens with that one is it swivels round and the balloon goes up and down. It spins and goes up and down. Kind of neat. I like the little action in the music boxes. Of course, here's my hallway. Nothing really decorated for Christmas there. There's my Christmas quilt in the bedroom and my little Christmas village that I got this year. I set it up on my little half-round table. And of course, there's Miss Mimi's primary sleeping area with her little quilt she got last year. And I did get these poinsettias at Aldi's. They were not but about $4, so I figured, well, at that price, use them as cut flowers if they die. Put stuff out in the kitchen. I got my little Christmas tray above the stove and a few Christmas towels. Same thing with the bathroom. I got the Christmas towels out. Here's the big tree in the living room and a big bowl of satsumas. Here are a couple more of my music boxes. And then this German thing, I forgot what it, well, it has a real long name in German. There's Miss Mimi saying I'm giving up. But you light the candles and it spins. And this tree, I put mostly my Santa ornaments on. It's primarily red and green. They're all ornaments that I've had for ages, with the exception of some of these smaller ones to filler, that I used as filler. I got those at an antique shop for like $1 for a bag of a dozen of them. I figure for glass ornaments, that's not bad. I took out my cross. That is a cardboard box, believe it or not, that I guess a cross came in from South America somewhere. I got my nutcrackers up here on the piano this year. I love these gold wreaths. I got them probably 4 or 5 years ago. And here's my little tree in the dining room. This has more sentimental ornaments that I remember growing up or have special meaning. And there's my grandmother Sophie's Christmas creche. And my Spode china. I got out everything on the countertop here on the credenza is new. I had the 4 Spode dinner plates, but I got these collected slowly from an antique shop over the last year. But there you have it inside. So I have been busy. We don't give gifts in this household with my friends. Those are boxes that I keep the ornaments in. So during the year, they hide ornaments, and at Christmas time, they're under the tree. I kept the mantle simple this year because I do plan on using the fireplace, which I have not always done. And I have just a plain lit wreath on the door. The lights are on a timer. They don't come on till about 6 o'clock. And it's a pain to fish the little controller out of the wreath in order to show you what it looks like. And here is the front porch. This side I did some reorganizing. I decided to bring in the pitcher plant, and that's a good spot for it. And another poinsettia. The amaryllis, as an honorable mention, is in absolute full bloom. It just has one more bud to go. And my Phalaenopsis orchid, one of them is starting to lose its flowers. Oh well, at least I enjoyed it as a flower. Treat it as a cut flower. It is 55 degrees out here today. My winter rye is starting to come up. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that was planted a couple of weeks ago. The rain will be sorely needed. I did put out some bows and Christmas decorations on the picket fence. We have only had one day where it got to 31, and we have not really had a killer frost yet, so you'll see everything here is still green. Oh, I have one fig left. It looks like it will make it. My camellias are still coming out. The Encore azaleas are really doing well. Again, those are autumn carnation. Nothing new in bloom over here. This is the one I can't wait to have it bloom because the flowers smell like hyacinths. Here's the double white, still blooming. It's a little chilly today. It's 55 right now. I do like the look of the string beans hanging on the cassia plant. They do look like string beans. Still has a couple of flowers. It's unusual to see it this late in the year because frost usually nips that. That's one of the most susceptible plants to frost. And here you can see the front decked out a little bit for Christmas. I've had these fake swags for ages. The bows I got last year after Christmas. I think at Hobby Lobby. I needed a large quantity of them. I like to keep it all the same and keep it simple. Yeah, everything here is still looking green and lush. These pansies are blooming nicely. This side of the house faces south, so those pansies will do well in the pot and the blooms will face us in the south. Here I've got my little trumpeting angel. I fell in love with it. It's like a topiary form done in green moss. I got it about, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago, but it's not real practical because it loses bits of moss wherever you put it. It's pretty, so I put it outside. And this Sasanqua is still in bloom. Not quite as lushly as it once was, but it's still in bloom. And here's my other Encore azalea starting to bloom. I'll have to look up the name of this. This one is not autumn carnation. Let's take a close-up. It's got the red inside of it, whereas the autumn carnation is a double pink. The reason I got that one was, of course, it was on sale. Those two. There's one of the unnamed cats. Oh, he can squeeze under the, the cage. I was wondering how they get in and out. I did touch up the gold on that this last year. I haven't blown off the leaves yet. I've been mostly doing stuff inside the house, so 3 days it took to decorate for Christmas. I'm not as young as I used to be. And I did have help getting stuff down from the attic. I did turn my fountains on here. Some of the plants that I brought in, like the desert rose, are not faring well inside the garage. They're turning a little yellow. I don't know if you can see that from here. Well, let's go inside. I've got my keys. I think I got my keys. The trick now is just keeping I don't heat this so it gets to whatever the ambient temperature is, but it's very well insulated when I redid this garage, so it holds the heat when it gets warm. But yeah, you can see my desert rose is yellowed. I brought this begonia in that used to be on the front porch, and I want it to grow upward towards the sun again. Yeah, it's a mess in here, but that is what this room is for, holding plants in the wintertime. Here you can see the buds on the nun's orchid. I've got 4 of them, and they are growing, as long as I can keep them watered. And here are the other 2 amaryllis. Not much growth yet, but the paper whites are popping out. And a tangled mess of plants. Here's where we wound up putting the ponytail palm. I looked on the internet. Let me know what your experience is with the ponytail palm, but it looks like there are 2 thoughts of it on the internet in terms of how cold it can get. One thought is keep it above 40, doesn't like, or 40 or 50. And the other one is you can plant it in the ground in zones 9 or higher, and it can withstand temperatures down to 23, which would be fine for us, but it did say that it would probably fry the leaves. And maybe that's the reason why, because it is slow to grow. So if you fry off all those leaves have been accumulating on that plant for, probably 6 or 7 years now. So if they all get burnt off in a cold snap, it will not look like much of a plant for a while. There you can see some frost damage on my ginger lilies. Got to start really picking the satsumas. Something's been bathing in my water bath here, but it has been dry, so I don't begrudge the animals. As long as they water, at least. As long as they leave my plants alone. And so far I've got them trained enough where they leave the plants be. My ligularias are starting to look a little the worse for wear. Oh, there's a lone bee working it over. The bees are out on the Fatsias today. Well, having said that, they've all flown away. Well, there are a couple up here yet. It's a little chilly for bees right now. Those flower stalks really take a hit when frost hits them, so frost hasn't hit them yet. Back in here, all is well. I'm letting this begonia go. It spent 2 years in that pot, and it did really well, but I think it's time for it to go to sleep for a while. Yeah, the winter rye is sprouting here and there as well here, although you still see a lot of unsprouted seeds on the ground. Here you can see right around where the animal's been digging. You can see the winter rise coming in nicely there. Probably because it got covered a little. Oh, I see I have a lot of little holes here. Really what I need to do is the animals are going after grubs. And if you have problems like that with your lawns being grubbed out like they're dug out like that, is you can spray a bug killer, a grub killer, on your lawn. Of course, it's going to kill all bugs and stuff that's in your lawn, so you don't want to do that unless you're serious. But once when you spray it, the animals will stop digging because their food source is dead. You can see a little touch of frost on the angel's trumpet, at least the one that's out in the open, the pink one. The one that was protected by the tree is fine. Oh, here comes an ambulance. Back in here, all is well. Really no major frost damage. Everything's looking dry, though. It looks like I'm going to have to water. These cats follow me around all day long, but they're not tame. The minute I sit down, they all scoot away and hide, but they're intrigued by what I'm doing. Either that or they associate me with food, one or the other. I'm thinking of calling them Dill and Pickle. Dill being the black and white one that you just saw, and Pickle being the little one. And the coldest night of the year so far, I forgot to cover my cardboard palm. And it seems to have done fine, at least with that brief stint under 32. These were in the kitchen in front of the pie safe. And I just brought them out yesterday. And I brought out the paper whites because, quite frankly, they were beginning to stink already in the dining room. So there you have it for today. I hope you all get to get out in your yards and enjoy them. Even if there's snow out there, it's nice to have a nice hot cup of coffee and just sit and look. So until next week, take care.